Okay. So just go ahead. You're on the right, okay. Okay. Oops. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of the Barrow podcast. We're in a new year, so happy new year, 2026. It feels weird to be back.
Yes.
I feel like there's been I don't know. I mean, obviously there's been a gap, but yeah, I suppose we should do.
I've moved on because I didn't laugh at the clap.
You didn't laugh at the clap today, so that's significant. Yeah, there's a little bit of housekeeping to do in today's episode. I just wanted to sort of explain, and maybe I'll sort of say it at the end as well, but like we're back for another 14 episodes and we're going to be closing out Mum's story in that period of time. That's going to take us through to about May. So over the next 14 weeks, that's what we'll be looking at. And, you know, I'm going to start giving the book titles ahead of schedule on the show. So the next one we're going to be looking at is Difficult Women by David Plant. So if you want to read along with us. And obviously we're going to be getting back to doing our readings in progress on the Substack behind the paywall. So again, if you haven't signed up to that yet, please go ahead, check it out. Do so and join the mailing list because you'll get lots of things that way. And then I'm excited to announce that we are going to be continuing the show through to the end of this year. So once we're finished with Mum's story, we're going to get into mine. And originally we were only going to do, you know, kind of 12 months of this thing, but we're at a point now where it's like, okay, we're going to keep going. So yeah, there's going to be more. We'll probably take a break in the middle of the year and then, but I'll let you know about all that soon. Now, what are you laughing at? That it's bloomed, that it's grown?
There's just always more.
Yeah, I feel that way.
And we want to share that with people.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, that's one thing that I keep wrestling with. It's like, yeah, it does feel infinite. Like at this point, working on the book and working on this project is like,
All-consuming.
Oh man, it is all consuming. And I mean, it's strange because like, as good and productive and all that as it is, I also desperately want to be free of it. So announcing that we're going to be doing more of it is, it feels a little counterintuitive, or at least to my spiritual well-being.
Yes.
How do you feel?
Desperately needing to draw a line in the sand.
Well, that brings up, you know, all sorts of things about like why do it, you know. I mean, we've talked about this before.
Question that just goes on, and I know there'll be people out there.
Well, we've said all that before.
Move on.
Yeah. We've said all that before.
But I think in both our cases, in order to do that, we really need to come to some kind of understanding of the life lived, our place in it, and the enormous effects that it's had.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing, is like, I mean, I get really attached to doing these things, and it's probably not the healthiest thing, but, you know, whatever. We're here now, so, you know. All right. Well, I thought today we could...
On that note...
Yeah. Well, in the last episode of last year, or in the last couple of episodes, we got to the point where you were starting teachers' college, right?
Yes.
So that's kind of where we're at in the story. And what can I say?
So I took all the child fears into adolescence and into teachers' college. Is that about right?
Yeah, that's about right. So that's where we're at now. So today I wanted to get into a few different things. So you met somebody at teachers' college, didn't you, Deb?
Oh, yes.
Yes. And
The
this was
love of my life.
the love of your life. Okay, all right. Well, look, let's get to you and the love of your life. See, I'm a bit concerned that you have forgotten what we've already said on the show because your memory sucks. And so...
I know.
Yeah. So, like...
Probably.
Yeah. So anyway, so you and my biological father...
a better description.
Yeah. So you start going out, and I don't know how much you want to talk about. Like, what's that like? Like in terms of no, don't do that. Like, we're being serious. Like, what is that like? Because you're kind of an avoidant person, but then you're involved with someone, and does that feel good?
I'm totally involved. Yes. But, and of course I'm, looking back,
Yeah, sure.
I think it was another way of making that environment safe for me.
Yeah.
There's better
No, I
words
know.
than safe.
Yeah.
Making it my own.
Yep.
I don't know how much I've said about
Well, you have
this
already
stage.
said, okay, so you've already said that, the bike club and all that sort of stuff,
Yeah,
making
sure.
things safe for yourself.
Yes.
You've already covered all that, and you've also covered, we talked about, like, his kind of manipulation with that scenario.
Right.
So I just want to, like, we're past all that, so I want to know, like, you're going out with somebody, and we sort of introduced their family, and so I just wanted to talk about, like, how did that feel to be going out with someone? Not in hindsight, just like, was that good?
Yes,
of course. Yeah, okay,
of course.
right.
Yes, of course it was good,
Okay.
and there was a life there. There were friendships, new friendships through him.
Yep.
At teachers' college, and they became, my friendships.
Right.
There was a lot of involvement with family, and I felt very welcomed into that family.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we celebrated sort of very early on in that his 21st.
Yep. Right.
So, again, embraced by the extended family.
Yep.
Yeah. It's hard to describe the feelings then because you're unpacking it in another kind of way. But
Sure.
there was a great level of comfort.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, of course. Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Like, and what's the lifestyle like? You're studying, but you're traveling back and forth between regional towns. Is that right? To sort of see family.
At one point, we could have teaching rounds in different places. And one point, we had a teaching round together in his hometown. So I was living there and going off to complete that teaching round. And I think he was at the same school, and we were different grade levels.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was very tight, very, that's our life. And I remember travelling up to see old family friends and introduce him to, because they were living in the area at the time, when I was over in his hometown. We visited my, the woman who oversaw my major in music.
Yeah, okay.
She had come from up that way, and
Right.
Yeah, so
there's a lot of kind of like connected feeling, and there seems to be a lot of like networking, like regional networking, like knowing people and family and
yes, and
is that sorry, go
I'm
on.
yes, it was all sort of around that that premise rather than I'm thinking about my friendship groups, but my friendship groups had changed. And I think I might have mentioned that last time because that first year was we were all alphabetically in groups.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
So I actually through college not lost, but my school friendships that I took to college were sort of diminished, and then I had new friendships coming out of the groups that I was in.
Yep.
And then with him.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, it was a whole sort of new life and involvement in his interests, like the drama and... Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And of course, me being me, I mean, was still mindfully doing my best academically.
Yeah. So it's sort of a period for you of like getting on a career path and really just kind of like establishing things. Is that correct?
Yes, but it's also a bit of a learning curve for me trying to sort of have the balance.
Right.
You know, rather than the schoolgirl who was just concentrating on getting the best marks. I was now in a mode of accommodating other aspects of life.
Right.
Did that cause me some kind of dilemma? Well, no, because I went on and still did well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Life had to be more balanced because there was something else in it other than study.
Yeah. But like, it's all study first. And then, because you're just saying, because like even the way you describe that, then it's like, oh, I still did well. It's like, okay, all right. Like,
yeah, it's still a big priority.
So I think that it just sort of raises this thing of like, things are permissible so long as they don't
upset
upset
the natural apple cart, which is natural for me.
Yeah, just the way you phrase that. You're like,
I think that would be right.
But even the way you phrase it, you're phrasing it in terms of like, I had to accommodate other aspects of life. Like, I mean...
Yeah, so on one hand, I'm learning to have a balance, but I really don't change.
Well, yeah, it's not just about sort of like, kind of shitting on you as studious or nerdy or something. It's more like I'm wrestling with the effects of like the influences I've had where, now I'm sort of like I struggle so much to permit life, like to permit social life. And it's always, I come at everything like, well, how much am I going to allow or accommodate these other aspects of life? But that's like coming at it where work and study is the absolute thing. It's the central thing.
Well, it still was, but I think I was being accommodated.
In terms of, well, what do you mean by that?
Well, the other person was still allowing me to be that person. So I didn't feel that there was a choice to make. I was still... Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I don't remember this being a real battle in my mind.
All right, yeah.
Other than, now I've just said that, and then I can think of moments. Yeah, I can think of moments when I looked at other people and they were handling life balance better.
Right.
Because my preoccupation was still with the work.
Yeah.
And we would go to some of these new friends that I made, and we would go and have a good time. And I'm thinking, yeah, but there's still an assignment back home to be finished. And they're in the same position. Why aren't they so as stressed?
Yeah.
So on one hand, I'm saying, yes, I'm opening up to what this relationship brings, but I'm still that nerdy person.
But it's not, see, I don't want to colour it too much as like nerdy because I'm trying to articulate what this is. It is as if life, social life, friends, love, sex, hobbies, it is all secondary. And not only is it secondary, it is optional, and you don't choose it if you're being sensible. If you're being sensible, you do. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
yes.
Okay, maybe that is just kind of like nerdy or something, but it goes beyond that. It goes to a place of I can park joy, I can park desire, I can park feeling, especially feeling good. I can park all of that in service of the right thing, which is accomplishment. And I'm talking,
Yeah,
I'm not talking about you in this
yes,
moment. I'm
yes.
talking about a cultural attitude that has shaped an entire life.
Well, that's still going on.
I know it is.
In fact, in my final year,
Yeah.
I take on more.
Yeah. Take on more work.
I do another HSC subject. I go up to the local high school. I leave my lectures at college and go up to the local high school to do that particular subject, so that will open some doors for me maybe later on in terms of doing music at university.
See, because I became this way, and I really destroyed my life this way, where I would just add on and add on and add on. Like, you could never load my plate enough with work. And of course, I mean, you load it so much, you overload it to the point where there is nothing else. But it's like, anything other than it is kind of giving in to...
Yeah, but I don't think, again, I was articulating it.
No,
I'm
of course not.
Sure, there were frustrations, but I'm also enjoying what the relationship brings. The new friends that his friends.
Yeah.
And when we go, it's probably a little bit lighter when we go up to the country away from my home.
Of course it is.
Because there's family stuff going on there, and then there's social stuff going on with his friends who are completely unrelated to what we're doing at Teachers College. So that's what I mean. I feel like I was, contradicting myself.
Oh. Pause. I'm just going to deal with this. Hi there. Hey. How you going? Yeah, good, thank you. Yes. Do you need me to sign anything?
No,
or?
it's all good.
Oh, good?
No.
Yeah, thanks. All right. Just cut that out, Cass.
Yeah, I don't mean to be contradicting myself, and this is a difficult part of looking back. In those moments, particularly in his hometown, there was a lot of relaxation in the relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
But at home, of course, I'm still that person, you know, hell-bent
Yeah.
on the academic side of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
The complication there too was my assistance of him.
Right. Do you want to talk about that?
Well, he'd had a history of failing.
Yeah.
He failed his final year at school, and then he failed first year at college, so hence the age difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and that became like a project.
Getting his grades up.
Yeah, and, you know, I've got no memory of him actually coming to me with that.
You just started doing it.
It's just what I took on.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Right.
And that would set up a feeling that I had for many years afterwards. You know, do I like this position? Do I feel that I'm superior? It brought up a whole lot of...
Well, it'd have to be resentment. I mean, like...
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you're doing someone's homework for them...
Yeah, and again, I mean, memory doesn't serve you well. Like, as I said, did I just fall into that? And did he allow me to do that? Or was it taken from him? Or, you know, like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, like, there's a few interesting things there, which is, like, for one, yeah, look, like, obviously you prioritise. Yeah.
In that area, it wasn't an equal relationship.
No.
And in later years, I questioned that.
Well, okay, so I mean, of course you did,
Yeah.
but like, there's so many things about this that I find fascinating. Like, I mean, one is that, you know, straight away, the person you are, who's like, my study and my, you know, all of that is so who I am, and everything is secondary to that.
Yeah, sure.
First of all, that just sort of sets me up thinking about, you know, where I ended up myself, but also like the environment that I was raised in, where not only you, but your parents, of course, they came at life that way too, that there was only accomplishing, like all the other stuff, the social stuff, like just being a good person, being nice, like taking it easy, taking a day off, going out for ice cream. All of the normal stuff in life was not important, you know, and therefore it could always be dismissed. There was never a reason to do those things. There was always a reason to do more study. There was always a reason to try harder and work harder, but there was never a reason to take a day off.
And hence, all those other things in the end, become contrived.
Oh, the social stuff, yeah. The nice
They
life.
don't come naturally.
No, not at all. Like, there's never been a natural moment. It's always been... Yeah. So it puts me in mind of all that, and I'm sort of like, oh, wow, you know, like, I think for me, being raised by someone who sees life this way made it impossible to have my needs met, because you're never looking at me like, you know, what he needs tonight is an ice cream. You're looking at me like, what he needs now is a bit more study.
We've got to get that done, and we must do that hour of piano practice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always...
And then the stress comes when, how do you fit all that in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so in the way that you were biting off more than you could chew, perhaps, this is why there was never no one ever took it easy on me, because you could always do more. So
Yeah, you just continue in
Yeah.
the same vein.
Yeah.
And I put the same stuff on you, they put the same stuff on you,
Yeah.
and so it goes on.
Yeah, it's a terrible
Yeah.
pressure. But the other thing here is that, like, how does somebody who's studious, who clearly values academic achievement, how are you then okay? And you're sort of saying that you weren't ultimately, or that you weren't in retrospect. But how are you going out with someone who doesn't hold that value at all? Like, you know, and is quite the antithesis to, you know, to you.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. Can I say that my memory does not serve me well? I can't even.
This is why it's so tricky, yeah. Why do you think, can I ask you about that? Why do you think your memory is so poor on this? Do you think...
Because it wasn't significant, maybe. Is that what you're trying to get at?
No, I'm just curious as to your response.
I think probably the conversations and the way of life as it grew just became perfunctory, just became part of the routine. We'll talk about that later and talk about marriage and work routines. Maybe it just all became that.
Yeah.
I'm remembering good bits, which were the associations with friends in the country.
So you actually valued life, as it turns out.
Yeah, and those friends would come and stay, and we'd do things together in the city and go to theatre and concerts, and so
isn't that funny? That's what you remember. You don't remember just studying and studying and studying. Do you know what I mean? Like those things.
No, but I also don't remember just the normal course of conversations. And yes, I knew that difference, but I don't think at the time it mattered because I could continue being who I was. Do you know what I mean? I was never, in that relationship, I was never challenged, unless, apart from that bit of manipulation there that we've talked about before.
Yeah.
There weren't arguments, oh, for goodness sake, Deborah, the assignment's due in 3 weeks' time. Let's go. There was never any challenges.
Confrontation.
Yeah. So I'm not even thinking about, well, I need to, pull back on that and just enjoy life.
Yeah.
So now my memory is just being allowed, and I don't mean that in that sense, but just being free to continue who I was. And not even thinking about what's a relationship about.
I would describe that as passionless.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've got a bunch of knowledge that I'm putting on that. So the other thing here is that, like, it's sort of hard to swallow you kind of helping him with his grades and all that sort of stuff, because it's like, I mean, why? I mean, like, why do it? Why do that?
Oh, I don't know.
No, well, why did you do it? Because of how it reflected you, or what?
Well, no. So he didn't go down that path of failure again.
But if that's his path.
Well, that's interesting that what you've just asked me in relation to me, because I was already known as who I was known as.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
Well, I don't know.
No,
I'm asking you.
No,
Why would you do somebody else's work for them? Like, I mean, I just don't... Like, if... that's their problem. I mean, it's different if it's different if it's a one-off and truly, I'm struggling in this subject, this one subject. Can you help me, please? Like, this is a fucking nightmare and I need to pass it. Yeah, okay, sure. Like, fine. Those things do occur. I mean, like, certainly my girlfriend at university helped me with some things, like in the course of the relationship. Of course, there was a particular subject that I can remember just absolutely not being able to handle and needing her to give me assistance. But
I think I probably just needed it to be right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wow. Again,
So,
there's like a disconnect from the person.
Yes. Yes, that's what you were trying to get at. Yes.
Yeah, it just needs to be tidied up and fixed up.
Yeah.
That's your father. That control.
Yep.
Like, I've got to sweep this up.
Yes. Yes, of course it is.
Do you think?
Oh, of course.
Yes. Yeah, that's interesting to me.
And that goes on too. It goes on into work life.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Making sure he's on track.
Right.
I suppose. Yeah, it's interesting.
Okay. Making sure he's on track. Sounds like you've got a child, not a husband or a boyfriend, Yeah. Sounds like you've got a problem. Got a task.
Well, I think that's what we're trying to... We're going around and round and round, but that's what we're saying. It's my life has been like my father's task.
How long were you together before you got married? 3 years? 2?
3.
Okay. And so, all right, so let's move on to that. So why'd you get married? Why'd you get married? And how was marriage proposed?
I think it was just a conversation by the side of a lake one day.
Sorry?
That's the next step.
What? Sorry, what? What happened?
I think it was just a conversation by the side of the lake one day.
What do you mean? You just you went to the lake to talk about it specifically, or you were just at a lake and the conversation came up? What do you mean?
My memory is shocking to me, other than the lake. It was just the next step.
Okay. Right. Was the next task to attend to?
Possibly.
The next bit.
Possibly.
Oh, the way you talk about life is, it's filled with love and feeling, isn't it?
It's really inspirational. It's enlightening.
It inspires. It inspires something. Okay, so no, truly, there's no.
Am I excited about all these things? Well, yes, I am. Or maybe it's just that there were no negative thoughts. I always used to reflect on the night before the wedding. Are we getting ahead of ourselves here?
Well, I don't care. You say what you want.
In all the years that have gone by, I've reflected on my thoughts at the time. And I always felt that I walked down the aisle very willingly. I never had any doubts. I never had the panic that I feel in my stomach, which I've gone on to feel all the rest of my life. So that's always been my justification.
Right. Ah, okay, yeah.
that it must have been right because in my gut I felt it was.
Right.
You know, a lot of people you talk to, oh, you know, gee, is this really for me?
Yeah.
So I'm on this path. Yes, it is for me, but maybe I'm not thinking too deeply about it.
Well,
I remember that night specifically because people had gathered and, you know, it was a social night and I'm fluttering around doing things with my hair.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It-
Sounds good.
Look,
I don't know what to say.
I think what I'm trying to say, in the moment, it all felt normal.
Sure. No.
know?
I get that. But what I'm saying, let's just go back a sec. Like, so you go out with this person for sort of 3 years. Life seems to be a kind of a routine of
Well, it was probably less than 3 years.
Yeah, less than 3 years. Routine of study, meeting friends, driving back and forth with teaching rounds, family, blah blah blah. Okay, well, that all makes sense.
Yeah.
But there's no romantic proposal here of, you know, it's not dinner and on a knee or anything like none of that stuff, which is of the era, I would say, probably to some extent. Maybe your generation getting away from that. But, okay, so it's a discussion with practical Deb says, that's the next step. And who proposes?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Wonderful stuff. Good. But I have got you.
I've probably assumed a lot of things coming from him over the years, and I don't think they've been there.
I don't think much has been there between either of you. Like, I think that this is the horror for me looking back is when I think about why I'm on Earth, right? It's not a passionate tryst. It's not love. It's not practical. It seems to be just a lot of non-feeling, like a lot of dispassion plus nerves. Like a lack of positive passion and then a bunch of anxiety about, oh, well, yep. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
And when I think back and I look at the fact that, you know, by the time I was about 30, I did not have a relationship with either of my parents, and I'm an only child. It's like, yeah, dispassion and anxiety seems to be how, you know, I came into existence, and pretty much seems to be my relationship with my parents. Dispassionate and anxious. That's it. Not like... Oh my God. I wonder if the microphones pick that up. There's something happening with your stomach today, which is nerves.
Anxiety.
No, look. So okay, you're bio now, but I have you on record, and what I wanted to get to today, because the title of today's episode is Engagement Cake. Now, let's just very, very quickly, I want to get to this. I want to skip over a few things. So, sort of a dispassionate decision to get married. But you take an overseas trip and you do have doubts about getting married. I feel like you've contradicted yourself compared to... Well, you went on the record with me before we even started this show to tell me that, well, actually there was this trip and blah, blah, blah. Maybe we can hold on to the trip for like in the aftermath of the divorce kind of thing. But do you, just in the moment of recording today, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, but once again, who's involved in that trip? You've got parents saying, this is a wonderful opportunity, go, we'll pay for it. They actually offered to pay for him, but he didn't want to step on his parents' toes, and he could stay home and work hard to buy the engagement ring. I don't think I've ever told you about my mother's involvement in the engagement ring.
No, you haven't. This is the first time you've ever mentioned it.
There you go.
Wow.
So I go off. It's an overseas trip really designed for people who are graduating, and there were also people who had graduated, teachers on it. And a friend of my boyfriend is in third year because they met when he was initially doing the first year. She's going and she says, oh, come along. And so I go. And...
Where'd you go? Rome?
Oh, UK and Europe, yeah. It was interesting because in that I was thrust into, you know, men and women.
You say it so strangely. There were other people on the trip. Is that what you were going to say?
Other people on the trip.
I was thrust into men and women. Yeah, you went on a trip with human beings. You talk like a fucking alien. Jesus Christ.
Who, yeah, in themselves, well, it sort of set up some questions.
Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, okay.
Well, people were sort of asking me, because I'm coming home to get engaged. I'm coming home to get engaged. And they're sort of saying, really?
Oh, I would love to meet so many people from your past.
Yes.
And interview them.
And, you know, when I reread the letters that I wrote to him, oh, my God, they're so childish and ridiculous.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Do you still have those?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Those are documents I have not gone through.
Also, at the back of my mind, and I don't know how I know this, maybe I was told later, that my mother hoped I'd think about it as well, while she's simultaneously planting the bulbs for the the flowers that we're going to have in the church. Is this a potpourri of madness?
A potpourri of madness? What the actual fuck did you just say? So your mother
is sort of hoping that I have a change of heart or think about it.
Yeah.
At the same time, they've offered for him to pay for him to go. And then I get home and you know, she's planting the bulbs for the flowers that are going to decorate the church in the colours that she wants.
Oh, Deb.
Has it got worse? Not better?
Oh, fuck. Okay. All right. Okay. And yeah, that chimes because it's completely contradictory. And it's not declarative. It's like,
yeah,
you know, your mother doesn't want you to get married to this person because she actually just thinks he's an idiot. And,
that's right.
And truly, that is her opinion.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether we've covered that or not, but that's true. But she's also she's excited about having a wedding to plan. So she doesn't really care. And it's going to be her wedding.
Yeah. And
we can get onto that next time. Yeah.
And it was her engagement ring.
So
you haven't heard this before.
Okay, so we're coming up on towards the end of the episode, but let's get two things. Let's get the engagement ring and the engagement cake.
Well, I go to look, or we go to look.
Who's we?
He and I.
Not chaperoned with your mother.
Oh, yeah, she comes. It comes in later. And I choose one that's quite beautiful and reasonably priced. And then she comes in later and, oh, but look, there's this better one.
No.
And it's much more expensive.
No, she doesn't do that, does she?
Yeah, she does.
I'm pretending she doesn't do that. Of course she did that.
Yeah.
So you and your future husband have picked an engagement ring together. And she has come in to the shop.
Yeah, she's had a look herself. And directed me towards this other one.
Oh,
I think the one that I chose was a compromise, keeping in mind the price.
Yeah. Because he has to buy it.
Yeah.
Right. And so what happened? Which one did you end up
The
with?
more expensive one.
So she picked it. So your engagement ring is the one your mother picked.
Yeah.
Engagement rings are typically, in my understanding, very much the couple's ring together. They're a little less, they're smaller, so they're less expensive. And that would be never really involved with the family. A wedding ring, perhaps.
Do you know, as I sit here, I don't have memory of he and I going. I just have me going to look. That can't be a correct memory. Because I must show him. Yeah. Yeah, I thought about that the other day. I don't think I'd ever verbalised that with you.
But hang on a minute. Like, on the point of her... Okay, so if she's taken this over and she takes everything over and she's dictated a more expensive engagement ring, who's going to pay for the more expensive one if it's out of the price range?
Well, he does, I think, with the help of his mother, who also comments on, my goodness, what are we doing?
So your mother strong arms your fiancé and future mother-in-law into paying more than they can afford for a ring?
I don't think it's done roundabout, yeah.
But she indirectly,
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
indirectly affects it all, yeah. I mean, maybe it's obviously the one that I like anyway, but I'm prepared to...
Yeah, but like...
What involvement is she having? Why is she involved? That's what you're questioning.
Yeah. And you don't push back. You don't say... No, you can't make them do that.
No.
So your mother just comes into the shop and says, no, you're going to have the best one. You're going to have the better one.
I look at them and I describe them, and then I think she goes separately and looks at them. Oh, well, yes, that's the one.
But she's not purchasing it. So how can she?
I don't know.
We have talked about this over the break.
Yeah.
But we are, and I am putting this on myself too. We are a horrible group of people.
Absolutely.
Like, actually.
And we haven't even got to the cake.
Please go on. No, can I just say one thing? This occurred to me, and it doesn't matter if we run a little later today, but this occurred to me when you were saying, oh, I'm sort of a bit blank, and I said, well, how come you don't have a memory? You said, oh, maybe I didn't have much feeling. I'm also wondering if just the amount of anxiety and pressure you've put on yourself and over the years, like that, you know, your mind is so crowded with task.
Yes.
There isn't much space to create memories. And there's also like that kind of stressed emotional state that you're always in. Surely that washes stuff out because you can only concentrate on the task and the whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, I meant to mention that before. Engagement cake.
Okay. So then, the full-on planning. The engagement happens early in the year after I come home from this overseas trip.
Okay.
So, still going ahead.
Yep.
And now it's glorious because we've got these things to plan.
Oh, okay. From your mother's perspective.
Yes, yes. Yep. So
the fact that she thinks he's a complete and utter twit.
Yeah.
And that you shouldn't marry him, that's gone. She's excited about what she's going to...
Yeah.
So the second wedding of her life.
The bulbs for the... Oh, what are those flowers?
It doesn't matter. Carnation.
Are planted?
Whatever.
No, they're not planted.
Okay, whatever.
Okay. They're planted. Now the engagement party, which is at our home. And of course, the cake is an extravaganza. It's much like a wedding cake. I think it's 2-tiered engagement cake.
She's gone too far again. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay. And so, of course, the extended family are coming, and my fiance's uncle is a little bit odd, much like his father, but odd in a different way, and he brings a dog.
Oh,
Brings a dog to the party.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord, what are we going to do? How could that happen? It's banished to the laundry.
It's just a dog.
Oh, well, that will tell you what they are and who they are.
You're about to marry into this family.
Yep. So we have a joyous time and make wonderful speeches, and everyone's seemingly happy, mainly because my fiance's problem is forever fixed now.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Okay. So it comes to cutting the cake, and we do the cutting of the cake and the photos that go with that, and then that's whisked away into the kitchen.
By your mother.
Yeah, because in those days you gave another piece of cake in the little engagement cake bags for the people to take home, or for them to give to others who couldn't make the party.
Sure.
It's a tradition.
Okay, sure.
So it's on the bench, ready to be done.
Yes. She's in charge.
She's in charge. She comes in, and my mother-in-law-to-be, who is another kind of woman,
We'll get to her.
we'll get to that too, is already not only at the bench, knife in hand, slicing up the cake, making sure that her side of the family are going to get their just desserts. Little joke there. And I don't know how it's handled in the moment, other than, so-and-so, I'm just getting around to that, let me do that. It would have been handled,
Sure.
in a good way. But then that goes down in folklore. Oh, my word.
I heard about it as a kid.
This woman, how dare she? What did she think? What kind of a person is she?
She's a fucking animal.
And look at the rest of them. He bought that dog. They didn't know how to do that, and picked up the wrong serviette.
You are about to marry into this family, and she starts sowing seeds
Of doubt.
But it's acrimony
And judgment.
it's paranoia, it's
superiority. Yeah.
And this engagement cake fiasco, because I would hear about it as a kid, and this is, of course, by that time, that woman's my grandmother. And so one grandmother is saying to me of another, she can't even get her mitts off someone else's cake. This woman is an animal. She does not even understand etiquette. And they're just animals. They're animals. And but what's been so interesting, and we'll get to this, but I believed, up until you and I started talking, I believed so much of this rancor and animosity that it came from the divorce and the aftermath of that. And I was getting it in the aftermath. But when you go back and you piece this together, and this is really how you and I have been trying to cope and get together. And this is why it was so necessary for us to do this. We can take all that rancor and animosity, the paranoia, the negativity, and the self-righteous, pious, whatever.
Right back.
You can take it back and back and back.
And I can take it back and back and back into my childhood and her relationship with my father's family.
It's before anything goes
it's forever.
wrong.
It's forever. It's the backdrop to our lives.
Yeah, and really when things go wrong, as they do later, like, you know, with the divorce and what have you, it's almost fantastic in a way, because these things become excuses to really lean and fall into the animosity that let's be honest, she kind of loved it.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and
yeah.
Wow. So
I think I'm worn out from that.
I mean, yeah. I think what we're getting at, and what we're probably going to end up concluding out of this project, is that we never had a chance.
No.
Of ending up any other way.
No.
Which in some ways is comforting. Like you can sort of look at it and say, oh, well, why do I feel bad? It's like, well, you're always going to.
It's not that wringing of hands, No. I'm blaming my parents, and you're blaming your background, and oh, for goodness sake, move on, the pair of you.
Yeah, I know.
My word, there are reasons
for how things have gone. Yeah,
how things have panned out for both of us.
And if things haven't panned out particularly well, you may need to do what we're doing, and that's why. So, in order to wrap up today, I just want to say upcoming schedule, next 14 episodes or so, including today, that's going to take us through to May. We're going to take a short break after that before we get into my story. We're going to wrap Mum's story up by May. Next book that we're going to be looking at on the next episode is Difficult Women by David Plant. You might understand why. And then also don't forget to join us over on the Substack. We're still doing those reading episodes. There'll be a new one up tomorrow. And plus there's all sorts of bonus episodes, as well as access to our subscriber chat and archives should you want to subscribe. That's it for today. Okay. See you next time. Bye.